Hello, come and join me, come and join me. Okay, stop and turn on your sound so that you can hear what it is that we're talking about today. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, I'm Una Doyle. I'm the founder of CreativeFlow TV. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a business development coach for creatives and I'm also an actor. And in CreativeFlow, we share loads of tips and resources to help you to be happy, healthy and wealthy with a thriving creative business. Okay, so today we're talking about 3 tools that are going to help you to get more clients, but to do it in a much easier fashion, okay? And this is really important because excuse me, this is really important because I meet so many creatives who want to have more sales. But they don't want to be spending all their time working on that they want to have more clients, they want to get more of their work out there, and this is going to help you to do that, okay? So, do me a favour, press like, share this out, let me know that you can hear me okay, and we will get stuck into the content. Now, for those of you who want it, these are 3 tools of 21 tools. Now, I haven't got time to go into each of those in details, but if you look at the link in the first comment, you'll see that there is a link there. In fact, it is this one here, that I have a free guide, 21 tools to increase sales in your creative business. So creativeflow.tv/21 tools. Okay, so let's get stuck in. Tool number 1. Now this is really important because I know that a big challenge for many people in the creative industries is, if you're like photographer, if you're a web designer or a graphic designer, perhaps you're in fashion, photography, all of these kinds of creative businesses. And, quite often they don't have enough leads, and then even when they are in front of leads, they don't always get to convert them into clients in the way that they would like, and particularly at the price that you would want. And this is why this first tool is so important, because in this free guide, it's not just a list of tools, it's actually guidance on how and when you would use those tools as well. So, and the first section is all about getting to know your clients, okay? So there's a whole load of tools there about how to do that. And the reason that this is so important is that you must make sure that your offer is compelling, okay? And also you need to know where you're going to find those clients, right? So the thing is, if you're trying to market yourself as, I do all kinds of photography for all kinds of people, for example, then it's just going to make it much harder for you to identify, well, who's your ideal client? And if you can't identify it, then how on earth are they supposed to identify you as their ideal, person to solve their problem, or to help them to achieve something that they want? They can't. So you've got to focus in, and being able to explore and get to know your ideal client by asking them questions is really good. So one of the things I would suggest you do is go to existing clients or people who you know will be interested in your service and talk to them. So having, telephone or face-to-face conversations are fantastic. But before you even get there, first of all, do some desk research, okay? And I've linked to some places that you can do that to find out what is it that people are saying, what are they saying that are their challenges, and so that's linked to in the guide. Once you have a bit of a broader idea as to what questions to ask about, then you can do a survey. Now, you don't need expensive survey software to do it. In fact, you can use Google Forms, and that's the tool I want to share with you today. Won't cost you a penny, and you can create a nice looking form and it links directly through into a spreadsheet. Now, there's a few other options there as well that you can use for surveys that are all in the guide. But I like Google Forms unless I want to do something that requires, a bit more data analysis, that might be a bit more complex. Then I find Google Forms is really easy and it's very simple for people to fill in. It's easy for you to create it as well, and you can change the bit at the top to make it match your branding. Okay, so that's the first tool. Now, the second area where a lot of creative business owners can find it a bit challenging in attracting and converting their ideal clients is in following up. Now, I'm talking from experience, this is something that, in days gone by, it was definitely a big challenge for me. And even now today, I have structures in place to make sure that I do it. And one of the things that really helps me is this tool called ActiveCampaign. Now, ActiveCampaign is an autoresponder, which means you're able to broadcast out newsletters, and you definitely, you've got to be in constant communication. So you want to be in a situation where you have permission to email people about, to add value, okay? It's not just about spamming them and saying, hey, buy this, buy this. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about educating them and adding value so that they will want to come to you instead of somebody else. So you can broadcast out newsletters, but the other thing it lets you do is to send out a sequence of emails. So say I signed up for your free email course on, 3 tips for the ideal business headshot, for instance. Then you would, you could send that, 1 tip out over a few days, and it helps to have lots of points of contact to kind of build that relationship up with people. So when I sign up, I sign up on a Monday, and then you send those out, say, Monday, Wednesday and Friday, but then you maybe have somebody else who signs up on the Wednesday, well then it would send it out, say, on the Friday and the Monday and the following Wednesday. So the idea is it's sequential, and it all happens automatically. You're not having to do things manually, okay? This frees you up to spend more time being creative, which is what you want, isn't it? And so the other thing that ActiveCampaign does, now you need to pay a little bit extra for this, but I think it's worth it. If you're just starting out, then it might be, it might not. You'll need to make that judgment for yourself. But definitely, once you get going and you have clients, coming in, it is so useful to be able to use the CRM facility in ActiveCampaign. Now, this CRM simply means Customer Relationship Management. And basically what it is it's a database, okay? Now, so ActiveCampaign is a database, and it allows you to create lists. It allows you to tag people. So if they have visited a certain page on your website, you can tag them. If you have had a conversation with them, you can add a note to their record. You can put in place like different product offerings and a kind of sales pipeline of the different stages of, oh, well, this person made an inquiry, this person's had a quote, they've now had a quote, they're moving along, okay, now I've invited them to make a purchase, all of those kinds of things, that you can get all of that and structure it so that things become a lot easier and everything is in the one place. Because the amount of times that I have talked to clients and said, okay, well, how about you go back to all the people who have made an inquiry in the last year, but didn't buy, and just find out, are they still looking, for whatever it is that you provide? What is it that you can help them with? And a lot of the time people have no idea, because things are on bits of scraps of paper or an email here, an email there, and there's no cohesiveness to it, and it just makes it harder. And do you know what, there probably have been times when, I'm sure it happened to me in the past, and perhaps it's happened to you, where maybe you had an opportunity, maybe somebody was referred to you, or you had an inquiry and it slipped through the cracks. So it's really important that you avoid this happening by making sure you have everybody in the one place where you can really look to form fantastic relationships with them and help them out. And some of that helping out will then be buying from you, and then you both really benefit. Okay, so the third tool that I want to share with you today is how you can make payment more easy, okay, and make it easy to sell more. And two of these things kind of, they come into play because if somebody has to email you to get a link, or has to, send their bank details, or email you to get an invoice, then it's just making it harder. It's putting extra steps into things that you don't really need. Whereas if you have a sales page, or even you just email them a link, and then they buy and boom, it's just done, then that makes it so much easier. Now, there are tools, that you can have a merchant account with your bank. There are things like Stripe and PayPal and Braintree that will allow you to to take payments over the internet. However, they tend to have a bit of setup. You have to have kind of certain security certificates on your website, and if you don't have that kind of technical mindset, it might stop you doing things, and that's the last thing that I want. So what I want to share with you is one called Gumroad. Now this one isn't free. There is a monthly subscription for it, so don't sign up to it until you actually are ready to make sales. But once you have that in place, then it means that not only will they take the money for you, they can do it in all sorts of currencies, but also for those who are looking to sell into Europe or are based in Europe, they look after all the EU VATMOS rules. If you don't know what that is, Google it. Do not fall foul of this. Now, you can also, that whilst they promote themselves as being for digital services and for products, there are ways that you can use this. So say, for instance, you were a designer, then like a designer or a web developer, then if you work out, and I talked about this in a previous show about how to get paid on time, what you want to be doing is breaking down your project into stages and getting paid a certain amount at each stage. Now, you could set that up as a monthly subscription. Say the project was over 3 months or over 6 months, you set it up with a monthly subscription, or weekly, or whatever way it works for you and for your clients. So this is a way that is just going to help you to, make things frictionless for your clients, that they can just whip out the card and boom, they have that and they get a receipt in their inbox, and you're not having to worry about any of that. So there's other tools in the guides as well, and so it's definitely worth having a look at that. And I want to share with you a quote actually. This is by a poet called George Herbert. "Do not wait, the time will never be just right. Start where you stand and work with whatever tools you have at your command. And better tools will be found as you go along." And that's definitely the case, okay? In the 21 Tools to Increase Sales guide, that I'm saying to you, well, if you're at this stage, do this. And if you're at this stage, do that, okay? And the thing is that, you're just 2 clicks away from being better able to attract and convert your ideal clients. And you'll be able to quickly cherry pick the best tools for you for where you are right now and get them implemented, okay? Because as I said, it's not just a list of tools. This is several pages, but you can just skim through and go, that's for me, that's for me. And it's a no-brainer. It's really obvious as to which ones are going to be right for you. So here's what to do, okay? I want you to go to creativeflow.tv/21 tools. Now, when you get there, you'll see that there's a bit more information, though actually you've had more on it in this session. So you got the page there. You just click the button, pop your email details in, and then you will get sent the link to download, okay? It's that simple, right? So, and you'll know once you pop your details in, you'll get brought to a page where it confirms, yes, this has all worked, and to look out for that. And that all happens instantaneously. So a couple of clicks and boom, a few minutes later, there you are, you have the guide and you can get started on it, okay? So, because now is always better than, in the future. Or if you haven't got time right now, when you're watching to do it, get it and then schedule something in your calendar to make sure that you take the time to go through it. You probably just put in like 10-15 minutes, okay? That's all you're going to need to skim through it and pick out, okay, what's the first 1 or 2 tools that I'm going to implement, and then if you think there's a bit more, schedule another session for a couple of weeks later when you've had a chance to implement those, and then see what you're going to do next. All right, so that's it from me today. Have you found today's show valuable? If you have, please click the like button, click the share button, comment, let me know. What questions do you have? What tools have you used that you have found really useful? I'd love to hear from you, and I will come back and answer those questions a bit later. So, my name's Una Doyle, founder of CreativeFlow, business development coach for creative business owners and their teams where the businesses are big enough to have those. And yeah, make sure that you download your 21 tools. guide. I know it'll be of fantastic use for you, and I am here. This is part of a sequence of shows, so I do this every Wednesday afternoon here in the UK, so you can look out for that on my page here. Make sure you like the page and click for notifications as well. All right then, have a fantastic week, and I will see you same time, same place next week. Bye.